right. It's going to be Pete Lankering on Replenish.
This is another hot deck of the format.
Yeah.
Do you know where Pete's from? I don't know him. All right. Okay, well, we're gonna know him because he's probably gonna win this tournament. This
Yeah.
deck is a beast.
It really is.
Yeah, have you gotten a chance to play it?
No, I've got a chance to play against it a lot.
I've lost against it.
Oh, I could just get crushed by it every
I
time.
know. This is another one of the boogeymen of the format.
Yeah, cards like Intuition are so strong in this deck too because you just search for three cards that like, oh, I need a Replenish here, and you have no cards in hand. Cool. I'll go get three Replenish, discard one of those, or discard two of those. I have the Replenish in my hand, cast it, win the game. So the way that this deck works is you get the combination of Parallax Tide and Parallax Wave in your graveyard through either Attunement, Frantic Search, Intuition. You also probably you need the Opalescence here as well. So you want all three of those cards in your graveyard: the Opalescence, Parallax Tide, and Parallax Wave. Seal of Cleansing is so strong in this deck as well because it's also an enchantment.
Yep.
So cards like Frantic Search, Attunement, and Intuition will put those cards in your yard. Attunement is really like the driving engine of this deck.
Suspiciously good.
Yeah, what Attunement does is it's a 1 blue 2 other, return it to your hand. It's an enchantment. Return it to your hand, draw 3 cards, then choose and discard 4 cards. So you get to dig through your deck really quickly. You use your draw step, and you usually just go cast Attunement, draw 3, discard Opalescence, Parallax Tide, Parallax Wave, and maybe a seal. And then like go, okay, now I'm going to cast Replenish. And Replenish is like the game ender.
It's the game ender.
If that card resolves after having those cards in your yard, what ends up happening is they all come back into play. They're all creatures,
Mm-hmm.
and Parallax Tide can start removing all the lands. And then when you stack all of those triggers, you
Yep.
can then use Parallax Wave to remove Parallax Tide, and stack all those triggers as well. And then you can remove Parallax Wave itself with
Yes.
all of that on the stack,
Yep.
which then so Parallax Wave is essentially Parallax Tide, but for creatures.
Yep.
Should I explain Parallax Tide again?
Parallax tie. I don't think so.
Okay.
We just got off the last match and we
Yeah,
just
that's
saw
true.
it. But
But
all those shenanigans we saw with a chain of vapor and the stifle.
yeah,
Not only you can still get a parallax tide out of play to mess with that trigger wording with a seal of cleansing.
yep.
You can do it another way with a parallax
Oh
wide.
yeah, they just blow it up with their own seal of cleansing. And it's, like,
Exactly.
devastating.
And it can get layers on layers on layers of stuff that's about to resolve, gonna resolve, but
Right.
I was retaining priority. All that shenanigans. There is one major weakness of this deck is it's extremely high average converted mana cost.
Yes.
It's above 3.
Yeah.
So you can see here that there's Ancient Tomb and City Traders to get you up
Yep.
on mana, and then there's a secret trick here with Frantic Search, which is untapping the Soul Lance to get up on mana.
Right.
So one can play an Ancient Tomb on 2, Frantic Search, and go immediately up to 4 mana on 4.
Yeah. I mean, and that's really scary too. But this deck doesn't have a lot of ways to defend itself. It only has the 3 mana leak and hopefully the 4 swords for like a lackey or something like that.
Exactly.
So you're really all in on this combo. And you're just trying to get there as fast as possible, hence the soul lands.
There is a secret hidden sideboard plan where if you're playing against a deck with just a few removal spells, I go, I don't
Yeah.
need to get rid of creatures, and then you're like, I think they're gonna get rid of their Swords of Plowshares. So
Yeah.
you bring in the Exalted Angels, which can come out rather quick with Ancient Tomb City Traders.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. So you can catch your opponent with their pants down.
There's so many times that I've been on goblins and they'll swords my lackey and then drop a morph creature.
Yep.
And then I lose the game the next turn because they have a 4/5 flyer I cannot get rid of.
Exactly. Turn 2 Morphed Angel, unmorph on 3.
Yep.
Swing, gain that life
Gain
back
back
from
all
the
the life
Ancient
I
Tomb.
lost in the tomb. Yeah.
No problem. Let's
Yeah.
check out the other deck list.
Okay.
Carl Winter.
Full English breakfast.
Carl Winter spent some time with us in the booth yesterday.
Yeah.
Absolute homie from the Impulse crew.
Great dude.
Former Vintage World Champion.
Was he really?
Yes, he won. He won. Back when the crowns were unified and when they were
Whoa.
rotating Eternal Weekend instead of
Yeah.
having one per continent.
Okay.
Carl
Wow.
won Vintage World Champion. I think it was in 2006.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
and he was playing Psychotog.
What a monster. That's
Yeah,
so
I know
awesome.
he's an excellent player. This
I love this deck.
I know you've played it.
No, my brother plays it.
That's right, your
Yeah,
brother's
my
played it.
brother plays it.
Okay.
Uh,
Do you wanna attempt it or should I?
you can go for it if you want, if you
All
think you
right.
can. Like,
Okay.
it's complicated.
This deck is you should oh man, if this if we had the booth shot right now, you would see me like leaning forward. Um so this deck is ferociously complicated. I'm gonna tell you that it revolves entirely around this one card, Volrath Shapeshifter. Volrath Shapeshifter is and enters as
The
um
top creature card of your
the top
graveyard.
creature card of your graveyard. So there's a bunch of weird things that you can do. You can play a Survival Fittest. Then you can discard an Acroma. And then you can play a Volrath Shapeshifter and
Yep.
start attacking for 6 on turn 3.
Oh, sometimes it's even worse than that.
Yeah?
You can go survival. I'll survival away my karmic guide. I'll cast a shapeshifter. In response to its on enter, I will survival a chroma or some other bestial thing.
Yeah.
Grab that. It'll come back into play.
Yep.
Now it's a karmic guide, but then you can just pitch another creature like something like a Palancron or a
Yep.
Triskelion. Like
Yep.
it's crazy. This deck has so many options. And
Oh, yeah. So it can enter as a Palancron. So your Volrath Shapeshifters could be free or rituals. You're, all right. All right.
yeah,
Okay. From
the deck
production.
is super complicated.
Yeah,
I'll explain
it's
it as it
ferociously
goes.
complicated. The other mode is to use Hermit Druid to flip your entire graveyard or
The deck
library
into the
into your
graveyard.
graveyard in the order that you choose.
Yes.
And you can get some pretty. Then you unearth a Volrath Shapeshifter.
Yep.
And you can do some really stinky shenanigans with
Well,
a
you usually put-
Pyrex and Devour and Triskelion and get the win.
Well, usually what you do is you put something like Psychotog on top,
Yep.
like remove like most of your graveyard,
Yep.
like underneath like the other card, then remove Psychotog to its like own, to the ability, showing like an Acroma, and that thing is like a 25/25, and you just blow them
Yeah.
out.
Hasty,
It-
pro red,
it's-
pro black.
Ugh. Or
We
you can
might.
do the
We're
Devour
unlikely
combo.
to see
Ugh.
all of the lines.
Yeah.
All right. So this is an interesting case. Carl's in a pickle. Plays
Yeah.
a Impulse Crew stamped duress.
It's really funny. I
And
didn't know those were
some
floating around.
audacious behavior, putting his own crew stamp on our crew's card.
Well, we
Carl-
gotta have a Duress Crew stamped Impulse then.
Exactly. So he's choosing to take the
The
replenish.
yeah, because that's
Yep.
the killer card here, right?
Absolutely. Cabal Therapy.
Ball therapy. Okay.
I think he's gonna name Franix. Oh no, he's going for Tide.
Yeah.
All right.
He needs those lands too. Oh,
Yeah.
flashing it back on Opalescence. Wow.
Wow.
He has no cards in hand already.
Vicious start.
That's
so
so
mean.
brutal. That's
Carl's shredding his hand.
super brutal.
Full English Breakfast is known as one of the most complicated decks in the format, probably the most complicated card.
I think so too.
Check out the Cabal Therapy. It's got the Calgary Crew stamp
Oh, that's
with
sweet.
the Corona stamp on it. Look,
Yeah.
goes hard.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
playing stylish cards.
I mean, Carl's got to have some of the best looking cards I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's a great guy, smart, nice player,
Yeah.
cheerful. You love to see it. Replenish one of the boogeymen of this format, and he's sticking just justice from the beginning.
You know, one of the things that we didn't mention earlier is that when you discard to survival, it
Yeah.
doesn't use the stack. It's part of the
Part
cost.
of the cost.
So
yes.
when you pitch a card to survival, if Volrath Shapeshifter is in play, it becomes that card instantaneously.
Yes.
You cannot respond to
yes,
it.
with split second.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep.
It's such a niche thing.
Yeah.
But it's like it does come up a lot. Like
Sure.
I need to give my Volraths protection from red or black and red, like because they're trying to snuff it out. Cool. I'll turn it into a chroma before it
Yep.
I don't even have to respond to it. It's unresponsive. Yeah.
We're seeing a
A
Hermit Druid.
Yep.
One of the broken cards that is limited by the ban list.
Yeah. Shadow sign too. That's really
Shadow
nice.
sign.
Very gorgeous.
So Carl is representing a win next turn. Right?
Yeah,
you just need
absolutely.
activate Druid and then have
Have it on Earth.
it unearth.
Yeah.
Yes. So he can activate it on his upkeep
Yep.
to mill his entire deck into his graveyard. Then he's going to flash back a Crozen Reclamation
Yes.
to stack his library of any 3 as he pleases.
Yep.
And then he's going to draw the card that he wants. It's probably going to be an unearth.
Probably on an Earth. Yeah.
Then he's going to play a land, cast an unearth on a shapeshifter to a graveyard that is perfectly stacked
Yes.
as he pleases. It could be a Palancron.
Yep.
It could be to untap some lands. It could be a Psychotog with a
Could be a
fat
Psychotog.
graveyard.
Yep.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
So he's got all these options, a super wide deck list.
Yeah.
Carl Winter previously top-aided a 105-person tournament in Worcester about 2 months ago.
Yep.
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 Yeah. So he's definitely playing a deck that he understands very well. He's a very heads-up player.
Yeah.
Frantic Search from Pete.
Wow.
Looking for just anything, anything to get rid of this Hermit Druid.
Please.
I loved that duress and that double hit on therapy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, hitting dubs on therapy
Oh.
and then flashing it back.
Oh.
Bye.
Yeah, I mean, Pete started the game with like 4 cards in hand
Yeah.
at that point.
Raised eyebrows from Pete, deep in the tank.
Yeah.
Untap.
What's a tap? What's an untap?
Yeah. Let's see what he got off that Frantic Search. He's got plenty of mana. He's got a colorless floating.
Yeah. You know, if he Intuition.
I'm guessing triple swords. Yeah,
something like that.
Either that or lose, dog.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's got 1 floating going for the intuition. So
Carl just establishing clarity of the game state. Every once in a while you see the filter lands. In this case, it's a Sky Cloud Expanse.
yes, that's the one.
Yeah, you see the filter lands, and the point of this in this case is to take that juicy soul land mana and convert it into colored pips.
Yep. 3 swords.
Triple.
You
Yeah,
need
3
it.
swords. Being in a situation where you have nothing but a Seal of Cleansing
Yeah.
and shit else is not favorable.
Well, I mean, you know, now like Carl has also gone down on cards because
Yep.
he has like, this is crazy to say, but 3 mana in Full English Breakfast is a lot of mana.
Sure. Yeah.
So
So he's looking for gas here.
yeah.
I
A
see
Meddling Mage on Replenish should be devastating because
Yeah,
he
that's
put
the
3
hit.
swords in his yard already. He only has 1 left.
yeah.
So he'd have to rip a Parallax Wave or
Yep.
something like that.
He does have double white, so he can hit a Parallax Wave.
Yeah.
But the big top deck from Pete is one of his 1 remaining swords or Replenish. That's
Yeah.
very astute. Yeah.
I'm curious as to what he's going to name here. Oh, I like that he has the dry erase token things.
Yes.
Yeah. Because we couldn't print out like 300 3D
yeah.
3D
Yep.
printed tokens.
Yep.
Yeah.
Carl Winter helping
Replenish.
out Replenish.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's the right
how
call.
gentlemanly.
That is really nice.
Yeah. Look at him. Just class
Yeah.
act. His impulse clue.
Pete's
through
loving it, too.
Polo.
Yeah. Oh, he's got a shapeshifter in hand too.
Shapeshifter is a shapeshifter in a hand. Do you like those?
Well, you cast it, you put it on the board, and then if you draw something really good, you can just pay 2 to choose and discard
Exactly.
a creature card.
So,
Like it's a second ability that many people don't use.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yep.
So Carl's got a shapeshifter, sticking it through a situation where Mana Leak could snipe it at some point.
That's true.
Having it on board, I think, is a smart investment. It also, presently, it's a Birds of Paradise.
Yeah, that's true. Taps
Yep.
for mana.
Yep. So right now, that shapeshifter is whatever's on top of his library.
Or graveyard, yeah.
Cycling on Earth.
Okay, that's a good call.
So now shapeshifter is
A shapeshifter.
a Volrash shapeshifter. Swing 2.
Swing 2. Oh, I showed it the rest.
Ah.
I wonder if he's going to use it here.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. It makes me kind of wonder what's in Pete's hand. Pete does have a Seed of Traders on the board.
Yeah.
So he's going to be generally hesitant to play his lands until he's ready to go off.
Correct. Yep, so 3.
Attunement.
Attunement.
That's pretty good. Let me
That
think. So
is
let's say
pretty
you
good.
return Attunement, you draw 3.
Yep.
So that would put him up to 5 cards in hand. Discard 4. So yeah, you lose 1 card every time you move through an attunement cycle, right?
Yes, so usually you have to just like the cards in your hand, or like you'll draw a card for the turn, and then like that makes up for the. So it's almost like you drew attunement and
Yeah,
discarded
yeah.
the rest. Yeah.
Carl casting a duress and hitting a Seal
Yep.
of Cleansing. This is really important here because that means that attunement can't do anything profitably. He knows he's safe for the next turn cycle.
Right. Yeah, like because once they return the attunement, it's like okay, now they start the engine. He's going to
Yep.
try and dig for that replenish using whatever he drew as trash. Yeah.
Yeah, but Pete can't empty the trash out of his hand. He doesn't
Correct.
have a hand.
Yeah.
So this stress is it's not quite a time walk, but Peter
It's
just needs to be able to have material to discard.
yeah, it's pretty strong. Um, I wonder. I wonder how this game's gonna go. I mean, it looks like Carl's in command, but like Pete can just come back with like a replenish,
Yeah.
like once he gets that meddling mage off the board. Um, he's gonna attunement here. Okay.
I mean, he could still just like cast an opalescence and
Yeah.
then just like start swinging.
Well, the thing is too, he probably drew a land that he doesn't want to play, so he
Yeah.
gets to just say, okay, I'm gonna pitch the rest of the cards and the land,
I th-
unless he sees a replenish, and then he just
yep.
pitches the attunement with it.
I think opalescence is probably the best draw here.
Opalescence.
Yeah, because
Yeah, it
then he
makes a
can
2/2 that he can block the mage with.
yep, and then he can replay the attunement and
Yep.
start attacking with a 3/3. I think the biggest play that he can do right now is a sticking in opalescence.
Yeah.
He does have the double white through the
Oh,
filtration.
I
the
see a
basic point.
replenish in his hand right now.
Yeah,
So he's probably going to pitch the attunement, the other cards that he drew, and try and just hard cast a replenish.
he can't. We got a mage.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so
Yeah.
good. Yeah. Oh, that's really tough because now he's going to have to pitch something, including the replenish, unless he wants to attunement, digging for the swords. Yeah, there's like he's in a between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could be anybody's game.
Yeah.
Peter could just he's seeing a lot of cards, so he could just play a parallax wave,
I
get
think
rid
he
of that
kept
mage.
intuition.
Okay, so let me think here. In this case, what do you keep here? I think it might be opalescence
Yeah, I think
because that means that all those other enchantments.
yeah,
Then,
that he's just gonna
yeah,
draw. Will turn
yeah,
into creatures.
I'm the beatdown.
Yeah, because I mean, a well-placed opalescence followed by a parallax wave would devastate Carl's board.
Oh,
Oh, that thing's a hermit druid now.
it's a hermit druid now,
Oh, no.
it's been on board for a bit. So Carl Winter choosing to activate the ability of Volrath Shapeshifter. He has turned his Shapeshifter into a hermit druid.
Yeah.
So now hermit druid has been activated, and guess what? There ain't no basics in this deck.
Yeah.
And graveyard order, it all enters simultaneously. So it is his prerogative as the person who did the damn thing to set up his graveyard any way he pleases.
Yep.
He's got his piles memorized. I don't anticipate he's going to be messing this up. He's not going to be turning
No,
that shape, doing.
surely.
Yep. Whole graveyard.
Yep.
Into the library.
The rest of it doesn't really matter that much. But
So, yep.
the Croson Wreck being on letting you get 2 cards gives you that 1 extra turn when you had to like set those things back up.
Yep. And occasionally you do have to double unearth. I think there's 2 unearths in his graveyard. I think he cycled 1, and I saw at least 1 more.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So Crows and Wreck get those unearths back into his library. He's gonna draw 1, and we're just gonna go nuts from there.
Well,
Intuition.
it's interesting. He doesn't really need the unearth. He already has the Volrath Shapeshifter on the board, so he just needs 2 cards in his library to like go off and just stack the library as he pleases, or the graveyard as he pleases.
What could he be doing?
Probably looking for his swords. Oh, he can't.
Mana
Yeah.
leak?
He's yeah. Hmm.
Mana leak.
Mana leak. You know what? I actually think I think if he looked for 3 parallax waves, he could cast them and just remove the Volrath Shapeshifter while it's tapped.
Yep.
And just leave it out for the rest of the game, and he'll draw out.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
so
interesting.
yeah. So this all occurred during Peter's.
Oh, this was during his like end
Peter's
step.
end step.
Oh,
Yep.
okay. Then
So-
that was game.
Yeah. Peter found 2 mana leaks. Only had mana for swords. He just sort of like, hey, I'm gonna give you the opportunity to lose to yourself. And Carl gives him a mana leak, which he couldn't cast,
Yep.
and that was the end of it. It was just a formality.
Yeah.
A bygone conclusion. Carl Winter beating the boogeyman of the format in game 1. You love to see it.
Yeah.
Let's check out the sideboards.
Yeah. I'd like to look at those. So,
Let's see what we got here.
Orange Chan isn't really that good. It could be, but it's not great. No,
All right.
I don't think that comes in at all.
Chill, warmth, web is unimpressive. I think it might just be chant because you
Yeah.
if they activate a hermit,
Mm-hmm.
you in response to it you chant them,
Yeah.
and then that puts them in a tough situation because then they could have been relying on the ability,
Mhm.
especially if they do an end step,
Yeah.
because they could have been relying on that mana
Yep.
to Crows and Wreck their stuff back to forming a library.
Yeah, and actually, if they go too fast with the Hermit too,
Yep.
and they tap out on that turn, and they do it at your end step, like let's say they tap out, they cast something like Survival and then tap out or
Yep.
something like that. You get the opportunity to chant them on their upkeep.
Yep.
They can't. They'll
Yeah.
have to cross and wreck then, or like
Yeah.
wait until they're going to their draw phase after they cross and wreck.
Yep.
If you like double chant them, they could just like kind of die.
They absolutely could.
The best part about chant also is the kicker. I forgot it has kicker, and it says you
Yeah.
cannot attack.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot of lines. Let's see. He's got triple chant. That's
Yeah.
enough for an impulse.
That's really good actually.
And it also adds to the density. So like he might draw a chant, and then you can intuition for like 2 chants and a swords.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, oh, well, I don't want to lose to a chant. I'll give you the swords. And they're cool. Chant.
Right. Oh, that's great.
All right. Don't even.
Oh, good.
Don't even. All right.
I mean,
I don't know.
Monk
Yeah.
Realist.
I think I like Aromancer to get enchantments back.
Oh,
yeah.
Gloom.
Gloom.
That's an absolute auto include.
Snap in the Gloom.
Once you cast that, they'll never cast Replenish. They'll
Yep.
never cast Orm's Chant.
Yep.
They'll never cast Swords. Oh, that's
I
devastating.
like
actually.
Duress. I like Gloom.
Yeah.
I could see Aromancer to try and beat Seal of Cleansing. And it also
yeah.
yep.
Yeah, for
it
your
gives
survival.
yeah, exactly. This is a survival based deck.
Mm-hmm.
So that does give you a bit of insurance. I don't think I like too much else.
I think you bring in another Duress.
Oh, Duress all day. Duress
Yeah.
and Gloom.
Yeah.
Yep. Gloom definitely beats the Swords of Plowshares. Definitely beats an Orm's Chant.
That's so tough.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, Gloom is one of those cards you don't really see it that often. It's like making a resurgence because of decks like Replenish.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
That's cool. And what I love is that Full English Breakfast has such a diverse mana base. It's like 5 color, right?
Oh yeah.
Like so.
you can play the
whatever
best
you want.
cards. We're seeing another Duress Cabal Therapy.
Yeah, it looks like he has 1 land though. Because
yeah, it looks like. I hope it's not just a gemstone mine.
yeah, I think it might be. He might just be depending on the next like some second land drop after he goes turn 1 Duress.
Carl,
You know, you're on the draw. Ooh,
Triskelion to hand.
That's a tough draw. Gotta duress him.
Duress him. 2 counters remain on gemstone mine.
Ew.
All right, so Peter has an Adarkar Wastes. Peter has an Adarkar Waste, so he's got all of his colors. He's got an Ancient Tomb to speed things up. Let's see what we got here. We got a wave, couple tunements.
Yeah, I mean, what he's really hoping for is just to go next turn, rip a land, Hermit, and go off.
That
That's
Cabal Therapy could have been juicy.
Birds.
Ooh,
oh,
okay. So we
he
missed
did have another land.
Yeah, we missed the
Yeah.
Yob Coast.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that's a really strong hand then.
Yeah, I think your Therapy. I'm not certain about the flashback on Therapy. Because I would want to keep birds in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you.
I think
just hard cast. Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe you take Seal.
Probably. Oh, okay. He named wave. Showed the next card is Replenish.
And Replenish is definitely a very winny card, so I think I'm flashing back this Therapy, taking the Replenish. I don't want to, lose. So, and he's already showing Attunement, bunch of enchantments in hand.
Right.
The value's just too good. I think I think you flash it back and take Replenish. I don't want to lose.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Passing
Okay.
the turn. Okay.
Look, yeah, I think he's looking to fade a land drop.
Well, he only has the 3 mana, right? So he has to rip a land here.
But it's
He's
also
got- he's got
attunement. Yeah.
like, but what's he gonna really get back? Parallax Wave, Seal, maybe an attunement. But also, I mean, look at what he drew. He drew looks like an attunement. That's a little tough to see, but okay, pitching. Yep. Okay, yeah, the wave is really, really brutal. Because the wave, when he replenishes, is just going to keep him off lands for the rest of the game. At least he'll still have the birds, which is actually like maybe pretty good here because he didn't flash back the Therapy.
So that he's showing what he's discarding here.
What's that?
He's showing what he discarded to the attunement. Now that's gonna be a fat replenish.
Yeah, that replenish is huge, but he still has to rip a land. You see that he brought like I don't know what he kept. He's debating something. Probably yeah. Cast another attunement. That card's so strong.
Attunement definitely sees a lot of cards. Just being able to use both halves of it, the draw to find the replenish, the discard to fill the graveyard,
Yeah.
it's pretty disgusting.
I agree.
Another birds from Carl. I think at this point you're flashback.
Yeah.
Yeah, you flashback the therapy and name replenish.
Yeah, I think you
There's
go
there's just no way. Like
tap birds, float some mana,
Yep.
flashback. Yeah. I mean, it's high risk.
Oh,
not to.
actually,
Oh, Monk Realist?
yeah,
Blow up your
forcing the
replenish?
draw discard.
Yeah. I mean, he has 2 other cards in hand.
Yeah.
So he'd have to get rid of one of those 2 or the replenish.
Yeah.
Or
and
I guess the attunement as well. You can
he's
pitch the
he's
attunement.
he's daring Pete. Do you want to go all in on keeping this replenish? So this is a funny little interaction
Yeah.
because although Pete should be hiding that replenish in his hand, to show like what he. Actually, no, that's all going to be public at the end
Yeah,
of it.
that, that's public from last time.
Yep.
Because he flipped it when he cast therapy on wave.
Yep. Replenish is a known hit.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because now, since Carl knows that replenish is in hand, he can't keep another replenish if he finds it. Like, because it is not.
That is not stand.
Yeah, that is not a direct.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Carl.
Also, yeah, flashing back here, that's really good.
And having it not be the Birds of Paradise is
so
just,
huge.
Mwah.
So huge.
Oh, swords.
Oh, ooh, swords is brutal. Oh, okay, well.
Yeah.
I mean, that gets around like the kind of wave or the tide thing that he already has in the yard too. But
I see a hermit
yeah, he has
and
the
a
hermit
trike
as well.
and an acroma in hand. So very interesting cards. He just needs to get a second threat. I think you jam hermit and you just try and work through that swords.
Yeah. Well, the problem is that the acroma and the Triskelion being in hand means that they will not be in your yard when you flip.
Oh.
So now you can't get the haste for your Volraths once you go back.
Yeah,
into
yeah,
it.
yeah. Okay, yeah. Although he does have enough creature material on the board, he can sacrifice them to flashback a Cabal Therapy and target himself.
That's true too. That's actually a really good call.
Yeah, a lot of layers to this deck,
and he can
chat.
keep the swords out of his hand because he's got to have. He's probably got what, like, I don't know if he has 3 or 4 therapies in the deck. I assume 4.
I would
like
assume
that.
4 also.
Yeah. Replenish.
Woo!
Hey, here we go.
You hate to see it.
Yeah.
Replenish.
Oh.
We got ourselves some attunements.
There's no
3
There's no
attunements.
opalescence in there though.
We got ourselves a seal. We got ourselves another seal. We got ourselves a wave and a tide.
Yep.
So I think that right here, you're doing wave everything, retain priority, seal. Tide everything, retain priority, seal.
Yes.
And I think he's going to attempt a flawless victory against Carl.
Yeah.
It all goes away. Bye. Bye, battlefield.
Yeah, and he's using the wave or the tide to untap his lands as well by putting those on the stack.
Yep.
And then put on the destroy it, and then put the other ones on the stack, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's one of the techier plays is that you can use a wave.
Tide.
Yeah, tide to when you a brief grimace from Peter. Oh, you drew a land.
The worst part about the wave tide combo is like once they get opalescence on board and they start attacking with their stuff, and then they're like, all right, I'll untap all my lands and all my creatures, and you're like,
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, I'm never getting through this. So usually, like, that's scoop territory.
And your mana leaks are real hot.
Oh, the intuition.
Intuition here. What I think I like opalescence because you can't just let the game go on forever.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep. 1,
2.
2. Maybe you gotta replenish just to like force the. I don't know if that's any good. Okay, triple opalescence. All right.
Well, certainly they just let you keep opalescence because if you replenish again, that's it. Like. So,
yeah. Yeah. So for our dear viewers, every single card in this deck, with the exception of intuition, can be gotten in gold border. So you might be looking at this deck with, geez, that's a lot of reserve list. Well, you know what? Maybe you can. Yeah. Every single Tom Vandaloot in Worlds 2000 played.
Oh, this was a Worlds like.
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
wow. Okay.
No, sorry. Is it? Yeah, it's Tom Vandaloot. played this deck in Worlds 2000s back when it was in Standard, and just as fearsome then as it was now. I wouldn't be surprised if this deck is, uh, 48 out of the 60.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
yeah.
then you're getting the Ancient Tomb and City of Traders from the Tempest block,
Yep.
World Champs decks. But every single card except for Intuition can be gotten in Gold Border.
I'm gonna say though, look at this situation here.
Yep.
He's got to go to 8, put the Hermit. It's gonna get. Go to 9, put the Hermit, watch it get swords. Then he'll be attacked for 9. Go to 1.
Yep. Yeah.
It's so brutal, but you got to play it out to the end. Maybe you can get there. Maybe he like rips something like.
I don't think he's okay. So he's choosing to swords here.
Mhm.
I think I actually, I don't think I do swords here. I think I attack here.
Mm.
That way, if he comes up with some sort of crazy, like everybody's scared of
Well,
full
once
English breakfast.
once he attacks him for 9 again,
Yep.
what's gonna happen is he can't tap his lands for colors anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah,
And Carl scoops it up.
yeah, that was tough.
That was tough.
I did see the gloom come in though. You see
Yeah.
that on the top when he flipped him?
I didn't see it, but
It certainly makes sense.
yeah. Oh yeah. It sounds great. Yeah. No swords, no replenish, no thank you. Little history lesson here. Do you know why this deck is called FEB? You know what FEB stands for?
Yeah, full English breakfast.
Full English Breakfast. Do you know why it's called Full English Breakfast?
Oh, I used to.
A little history lesson here is that back in the day, there was a custom of naming extended decks after breakfast foods.
Yes.
That originally started with a deck called Cheerios, and it was a combo deck using little 0 mana cost artifacts,
Yep.
various baubles,
Yeah.
various, Fire Racing Walkers, Ornithopter, what have you. And the little zeros looked like Cheerios. So there
Oh.
were other decks that were named after breakfast foods.
I thought it all started with tricks. I didn't know about Cheerios.
Oh, you know what? I think yes.
Oh, okay. It
Yes.
was tricks?
Yes, because of the gigantic rabbit on Illusions of Grandeur was like the rabbit from the Trix cereal.
I see.
Then Cheerios followed up after that. So there's a whole bunch of breakfast decks named in this format after breakfast foods, and we are celebrating the illustrious history,
yeah.
the archaeology of this format. You get to plunge the depths of old deck lists.
I know there's like cephalid breakfast. Was
Yeah.
there ever a deck called like Kellogg's or anything like
I'm
that? Or,
certain.
like,
Yeah,
probably.
I'm certain.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we talked about
Cheerios we were talking
Cheerios.
about.
I don't know. I wonder how extensive. Oh,
Fruity Pebbles.
Is
Yeah.
Fruity Pebbles a Goblin Bombardment one?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
There's eggs,
Oh, eggs.
Cocoa Pebbles.
Cocoa Pebbles.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
Oh,
there's
that's
plenty
awesome.
of decks named after breakfast foods.
Yeah.
So both players are having a quick chat.
Yep.
I didn't see
Shuffling up.
I didn't see any sideboard changes.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
either. I think it's pretty heads up, at least on Carl's side.
Yeah.
Although like those glooms, those might be relatively new. I don't know if they're in like most other sideboards.
I definitely like turn 1 birds, turn 2 gloom.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
that's like close the door, like throw the key out.
Yeah, that's real good. And Carl's got a lot of mana producing creatures, so he won't be able to swords, won't be able to wave, won't be
Yeah.
able to replenish. Not for a while.
I wonder if Pete did bring in the chance. I bet he did. Like we
I
didn't
think
see
so.
any, but we didn't see like his whole deck.
I
was-
would be tempted to chant. I don't know,
Yeah.
but then again, it's one of those density combo decks,
Yeah.
so you don't want to get dilute your deck too much if the card won't be highly effective.
Yeah.
Maybe for Pete, he's going for the no
Carl's-
man, just
Carl's
jam
sending back a no lander.
it. Going to
Oh,
6.
I see a mana leak. I do see a chant all the way on the left.
Yep.
Also sending it back or
Mana
yeah,
Leak
looks like-
Chant looks like a pretty good situation to be in, so I'm going to anticipate that Peter had mana problems in that hand.
Yeah.
That's one of the problems with this deck, because it's mono 4-drops, and there's so many double blue, double white pip cards
Yep.
that you have to be a bit pickier about what you keep. But, Deck Mulligan's great with Attunement and Frantic Search.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the crazy part about Frantic Search is, like you said earlier, like untapping your soul lands, it feels like cheating. It's
Oh, yeah.
really good.
It's real good.
This is a really good match. I think I've said that about every single match that I've watched.
These are all great matches. Great players, great decks, great tournament,
Yeah.
great charity, wonderful venue.
This is awesome.
Doing cuts and draws.
All right, I'm excited
Impulse
to see
Crew
this.
sleeves.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
like
notice
those.
that earlier. Look at that. Yeah. Impulse Crew polo. Impulse Crew sleeves.
Man, they got all the gear. We need sleeves.
We do need sleeves.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Carl keeping 6. Up. Heat
All right.
Sense goes down to 5 with a nope.
All right. 5 it is.
We got it.
I like that they're using the dice to keep track of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Keeps the information a little bit clearer.
Exactly.
Yeah. We got a chance to catch Carl on stream yesterday playing Saber Bargain. Did you watch that
Hell is
matchup?
Saber Bargain.
Saber Bargain is the Yawgmoth's Bargain Scourge Familiar combo deck.
Oh,
From
Scourge
standard.
Familiar.
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
really?
Yeah, he played that in Unchained.
You said he was on the Drain Life one though, like with
Yeah,
all
he
the
was playing
rituals?
Drain Life.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Scourge Familiar is so crazy
yeah.
though.
It is cool,
I
right?
love that card.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I'll pitch these 5, I'll deal you 4, drain you 4. Pitch these 5, deal
Yeah,
you
yeah,
4,
yeah.
drain you 4.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And then was he on Illusions in that deck too?
Not that I. No, he was not.
Okay,
Nope,
all right.
just straight black white.
Nice.
Yeah. Carl giving cutsies. Carl on a discard deck on the play. Definitely loves to see.
Him to go to Pete go to 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
that's tough.
Yeah. It does
Oh,
mean.
we see the Gloom and the birds in hand.
Oh!
My God.
This is gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
Pete will be motivated to keep Mana Leak. Or
Yeah.
sorry, Swords of Plowshares. But Mana Leak is not gonna be live on the.
On the Gloom turn, he's gonna
exactly,
have
yeah,
to
yeah.
swords the birds to
Yeah.
stop that.
So I think this is gonna be a very critical play. I would be delighted. I would be delighted to make Carl. This is destiny because winter is often gloomy. It's gonna be a gloomy winter for Pete.
Yeah. Man, that's interesting. Like, what does he have? He has Reflecting Pool.
I think
He has that Gemstone Mine. That's
a Yav Coast.
Yeah, so even if he swords
Is that a
bird.
mage?
It is.
Okay, so Carl going for the. I think it's gonna be a mage, gloom beatdown. So he's going for the prison victory with small creature attacks.
Yeah.
So Carl showing up with a Terragon style of play.
Well, it's really tough because he only has 5 cards.
Oh, he didn't Swords a
Swords it.
Bird.
Okay. He probably doesn't know that he has Gloom in the deck.
Oh, it's gonna be a gloomy
That
winter.
is-
Check his face.
Oh.
Oh.
That's tough. Wow, that Gloom is
Yeah,
like.
gloom on the stack. I think he's gonna Swords a Bird because that.
Yeah, at
yep.
least you can get it out of
Yeah,
there and do
yeah.
something.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Now, Gloom also says it's like white spells take 3 more to cast,
3 colors more to cast.
and white activated abilities take
Yes.
3 more. That makes
Yes.
Parallax Wave unplayable.
yes.
Like,
Parallax Wave is trash. Yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah. Wait,
And
that
let me
says
think.
Circles of Protection.
So he's
that
gonna
must be the
therapy
alpha
now. Yeah. Oh, what do you name on therapy?
one.
Probably Wave in this situation.
No, Wave's unplayable. You have Gloom in play.
Sorry, Tide.
I would probably name Tide or
Seal.
Seal. Yeah.
I
I mean, Seal takes 5. But
Seal
it's like
costs
not, but
5.
he's got all the soul lands. He's gonna
Yeah.
have like 6 mana next turn.
Yeah. Yep.
But see the card that got brought up on the bottom left?
No.
It was the Alpha Gloom. So it said Circles of Protection cost 3 more to use.
Yeah, because at that time that was the only white enchantment.
Exactly, with any activated ability.
Yeah.
Which is really funny.
That is funny. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. Wow.
Carl not electing to meddling mage yet.
Right. Yeah.
I wonder why that. I think at this point you actually go for as ridiculous as it is. I think you're trying to clock.
I think you go Meddling Mage, name Attunement,
Yeah.
and then he can't draw into cards.
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
That's really.
Although Pete on his Multi-5, Gloom keeps him from casting white spells, and you know what? Casting up. Well, he found the blue mana. I was
Okay,
about
yeah,
to
I was
crack
gonna say,
you know,
yeah.
like, well, he ain't got no islands to cast the blue spells. He had the hard lock.
Mm-hmm. But like that's why he needed to get the Meddling Mage on board. Carl needed to get the Mage on board before it got stuck.
Yeah, I
So-
think maybe mage on seal, because then you have to kill the mage first with
Yeah.
the swords. He already spent the swords.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
Now it's interesting too because yeah, because he has the Karmic Guide in hand too. So putting the mage out there last turn, um, yeah, oh,
Oh,
it's
that's
all
why.
okay. Apparently,
The fact
mage.
checking from production.
Thank
The
you,
stream engineer
Day.
has
Yeah,
reminded us. And then,
thank you,
yeah,
chat.
oh, chat.
Uh,
Came from chat.
yeah,
Mage cost 5. We got a
that's
5
true.
mana meddling
Well, now it's
mage.
coming out, right?
Yeah.
That means that Karmic Guide is like nigh
Yeah,
unplayable.
7
Oh my
mana.
god. Now,
Wow.
now, what does he name here though?
Um, I think you probably name Seal because that's the
Yeah,
path
it
out.
gets leaked anyway,
Yeah.
so
Peter chooses to take a leak on Carl's meddling mage.
yeah. I mean, really, all Carl needs is like a
Yeah.
survival
Yep.
or a what's the other one?
A hermit.
Survival or a hermit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he can just close out the game.
He's got a lot of lands right now. It's really not outrageous for him to just like jam a hermit, and then if
Yeah.
it gets countered, Karmic got it back.
Yeah. Well, the hermit only costs 2, so you can just
Yep.
pay for the mana leak.
Oh, good point. Yep. Wavy, wavy.
Oh my god, that's an expensive wave.
I
But
think
that's
yeah.
what it does is it's gonna get by him turns in case he does draw another one. But also, it takes 2 more to or 3 more to activate those
Yeah.
abilities. Now it takes 6 more.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Dang. Okay, so maybe I think the line here was Opalescence. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yep.
5, 6, 7. Opalescence costing 10 mana. You love to see it.
2, 4, 5,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8. He's getting there.
He's
One more
getting
soul
there.
land, and he'll just cast
Yeah.
Opalescence.
So I think the play here is play an Opalescence and then start swinging for 4.
This is a crazy game for
Yeah.
you, man.
Double
The
gloom.
double gloom, and he only played 2 in the board, so
Yeah.
he just got to see them both.
He still has a therapy, so if he can stick a creature, he can flash it back
He's
to
a
his name
Psychotog.
Opalescence. Tog.
The Tog beatdown. Like, now, that's interesting because do you pay the 6 to remove the Tog and just like, okay,
His graveyard's not that fat at the
Yeah.
moment, so I think he's just gonna be cool with
just
taking.
let it.
Yeah,
take
taking
one,
Yeah,
take one, take one.
take
Yeah.
one. We got all the time in the world. It's a gloomy day.
I know, but those ancient tombs will add up quickly too.
They will. Good
So,
point. Good
I'm-
point.
Yeah, I'm just not sure like what the correct thing to do here is.
Yeah. Pete tanking.
Yeah.
Very very difficult. Very difficult to make these kinds of decisions at the moment.
Because next turn he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. He's turning the Tog into a 5, 5, 6. So-
It depends on what he wants to get out of his graveyard. He's
Right.
got Cabal Therapy, very valuable.
Yeah, very valuable.
His card in hand might be good.
Yeah.
Still
and like
has
whatever he draws maybe.
yeah.
Well, the card in hand's Karmic Guide, right? So he's got he can pitch that. That's fine because that's
Yeah.
uncastable at this
Yeah.
point in the game. Karmic Guide takes 11 to cast, by the way, right now.
Yeah, good
I don't-
point. The
I don't-
second gloom, the first gloom was like, oh, maybe in the long run we'll get there. Second gloom, absolutely not.
Yeah.
11 lands is half as many decks as he, like half his mana sources total.
Yeah.
So
Oh man. This is really this is actually interesting because it's like, well, when do I get rid of the Tog?
yeah,
I have to wait for you to attack to let me get it on the stack. But now, he could just dump in, deal 5, let his Ancient Tombs kill him while he's trying to do stuff over there.
oh yeah. Discard.
Uh,
What was that?
two
Wave.
Opalescence.
Yeah, 2
Yeah.
opals, 2 waves.
Yeah.
That is yeah.
1, 2.
Yep.
3.
Another attunement.
Attunement. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's
He's digging for swords or something.
or maybe just trying to hardcast Replenish. 1, 2,
Oh, yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He just needs Soul Land
yeah.
Replenish that wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, because he put 12 power on the board.
Unearth.
On the mage. Oh my god. That's actually really good.
That is really good.
The mage gets countered because you overpaid for it. Now you're going to unearth it and bring it back because it didn't get swords.
Exactly. Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
I bet it's Replenish.
I think so too. Even I will make sure that you can never cast a 10 mana Replenish anywhere in this game. Yep. And
Oh,
yeah.
man.
And attunement is just getting worse and worse. He's not gonna. Although he can remove it for exactly 1 turn, so
Yes,
he has
yeah.
to hit Soul Land, Replenish, spend this turn getting rid of the mage, going down to 1
Mhm.
counter, go through a turn cycle, go down to 0 counters, resolve the replenish.
Yep.
So this is still very real. I see a
Yeah.
swords.
I
I
think
think
the swords is probably
yeah,
like one of the
swords is the
better
play
picks
here,
here.
and you can play it without taking a peck on the. Oh no, you got to take
Yeah,
take two.
it takes 7 to cast Swords to
One.
Plowshares.
Jesus, 7 mana
Right?
swords.
I mean,
Yeah, good.
imagine 1 black, 2 other. I'm gonna cast 3 Spheres of Resistance.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah. In
but
my
just
deck,
for you.
yeah, in my deck that has only a couple of white cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep.
The attunement here, yeah, he has to plow through it, but like he's taking damage, he's taking chip damage. He's like gonna get within lethal Psychotog range very soon. So like,
Yeah. I see 1, 2 in hand.
yeah, therapy
3,
and the
4.
Karmic Guide.
That all right. So we got +4/+4 on the Tog if he wants it.
Yep.
5 on the Tog.
Oh, it's
6, 7
1,
with meddling
2,
mage.
3, 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 6, 7 with meddling mage, so he can take one more ancient tomb, and then he's like within lethal range. But
Yep.
he still has and can play or activate that parallax wave
Yeah. Or
to remove the Tog
Yeah.
once he goes for it. So
Sure,
like
yeah.
it'll save him a bunch of damage, but it's gonna still cost him 4 life anyway.
Exactly. It's like Tog's attack in this. It's because it's threatening so much.
Yeah.
It's forcing the ancient tomb activations.
Take 5 or take 4.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah.
guess they'll take 4,
And he doesn't even have to choose to invest yet.
no,
Yeah.
he can just be like, I'll give it one more turn.
Yeah. Dr. Teeth coming in. Carl Winter won his vintage championship with Psychodog in his deck.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So you'll love to see it.
Yeah. I think Brad got a signed Psychotog from him actually, which is pretty cool.
I hope so. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, debating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, he can't even. Yeah, he can't even activate the thing. Yeah, pitch. He's gonna
Discard
force
2.
the issue here.
Yeah.
Like,
Exile. So discard 2.
Yep.
Exile 4 for +4/+4.
So +4/+4. So he's got
5 for
6
the natural
Tog.
power. 6, 7 on the meddling mage.
Yep.
And this is going to turn off at least one in the ancient.
I mean, this
tombs.
is the turn to do it because he cannot activate the. That swords. Yeah, that swords takes 7. Brutal. Oh,
Sorry,
no.
homie.
Yeah, that's really tough. I mean, you forget about it because you're like, all right, like, I'm looking like I'm in a good position. You're tanking on a bunch of other
Yep.
stuff. Like, it's like, okay,
Carl down to 3. Sorry, Pete down to 3.
beat down a 3.
I'm not certain what he can draw here.
I actually don't think you can draw anything. I mean, it's looking.
Yeah, 6 mana wave activations. Yeah, no way.
Yeah, and the mage naming Replenish. It's impossible to get out of this. I think. I don't remember what was in his board. Maybe like something out of the board, but I don't really. I think that they just need that, as we mentioned, the density.
Yeah, I think he's cooked. I think he's just going through, performing his due diligence.
Yeah,
doing the due
everything,
diligence.
Gotta make sure.
Yeah, I gotta sit here.
Wow.
I think step 1 is attunement.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me think. He might be able to cast. Let's see, 1. Yeah.
You know what I would do in this situation?
Scoop.
Tap both my ancient tombs.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's brutal.
He should maybe he can cool guy him. Just tap both of his ancient tombs.
Yeah.
Oh, and we got the
All right,
handshake.
the handshake, yeah.
Oh, look at the
Oh.
sportsmanship, the
Yeah.
lock. It's been a gloomy winter for Replenish.
You can see him looking at the glooms too, and
Yeah.
just being like, "Man, that card is so
I hate you.
devastating."
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It really is. Like I said, it's like I'm gonna cast 3 spheres of resistance for 1 black, 2
Yeah.
other.
Yep.
Like,
Excellent. What a
oh,
game.
that was a good game. Like those, having 1 is like, okay, I can tolerate 1. Having 2 is like, well, all right.
Yeah.
But like
yeah.
with the soul lands, you think you can get
Yeah,
there. You feel like you can get there. He was
yeah.
actually close. Like
He was very close.
Um,
Very close, but he got the meddling mage on board with the
Yeah.
unearth.
yeah, that was the toughest
Nuts.
part.
Nuts.
Like-
so cool. What a game.
I loved that. Like
Yeah.
I said, watching the magic encounter, you're like, oh, that's too bad, and then being like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna unearth it.
Yeah,
and this is
right?
naming Replenish.
Yeah, so sick. You would have never. These are the game states that we live for here. This is the cool thing about Premodern. Hyper technical play.
Yeah.
And the thing is, a lot of the deck lists are known quantities,
Yeah.
and the sideboard cards are so high, incredibly high impact
Yeah.
that this is really. We don't have deck rotation quite as much, but
Right.
we have extremely heads up sideboard tuning cards like Gloom out of FEB.
Gloom.
I wasn't expecting that. Like, hell yeah. Like,
Yeah, I mean, what's crazy too is we didn't see a lot of the full English breakfast stuff.
yep,
Like we saw it for like one game,
yep,
but like we didn't get to see it like pop off really
yeah,
in
yeah,
all the other different
yep.
directions, like with Devourer and Triskelion combo.
hmm
Because he never drew a survival, never got one into play at all,
Nope.
and like that's one of the biggest engines for that deck.
Yeah, but it's
Um,
the implicit threat, and everybody
yeah,
knows it's coming. When you see reflecting pools and
yeah,
birds of paradise and meddling, you're like,
yeah,
I need to play very defensively because I do not want to see,
yeah,
49 cards in my opponent's graveyard, and they can do whatever
right,
the hell they want to me. Like,
yeah.
no, thank you.
Well, the crazy thing about the Triskelion Devourer combo is you go, I'll survival for Devourer.
Yep,
Then what Devourer says is you can remove the top card of your library to give
yep,
it that many 1/1 counters equal
yep,
to that card's CMC.
hmm
And it says if it ever gets to 7 or more, you have to bury it.
yep,
But you let it get to 7, and that trigger goes on the stack. And then you just keep doing it with your whole library, putting that many 1/1 counters on it.
hmm
And then at the end of it, you survival your Triskelion away. Now it's a
yep.
Triskelion, and you shoot them with your entire library.
Yeah, as
Like
much as you want.
it's
Yeah,
really cool. I love that, and that's my favorite part of
yeah,
Full English Breakfast is
yeah,
that there's so many different ways to
yeah.
win. It comes in from
And
so many
and
different
it's so
angles.
weird. You get all these weird corner case combos, and you
Yeah.
really gotta like read all of your cards, and all the time your opponent's just like, "What? Let me see that."
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
huh?
that yeah. I love what does that card do?
Exactly.
Whenever
What?
someone says what does that card do, it usually means well you've lost.
Yeah,
But
exactly. It's just like, well, I know that you haven't been playing around this, and I caught you with your pants down.
yeah.